We are going to continue now with the book of Romans by St. Paul, the 12th chapter and the second verse. Now, this will be Romans 12, 2, number 2, and it will be in the Bible folder. Now, as we said before, this time we are going to take two Bibles that go into more of the depth of the words in that one verse in order to give you an idea how they can be understood in English from the original language. So the first one I take was, of course, going to be the Expanded Bible, which you've seen before. And I will read you that verse, and you will get an idea of what it's like. Now, as you know, this Expanded Bible's purpose is to get you closer to what the words often actually do mean. So when we go into verse 2, and we're going to read right here, it says, "Do not be shaped by, conformed to, pressed into a mold by this world or age. Instead, be changed within, transformed by a new way of thinking, or changing the way you think, or the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to decide, discern, test, and approve what God wants for you is God's will. You will know what is good and pleasing to Him and what is perfect." Now, you'll notice in this translation, we have other possible meanings of several of those words in here, which gives you a little more depth of how important this one verse is in the making of our minds what they were not before. Now, another Bible that does the same thing is the Amplified Bible, and I have two versions of those. This first one is a Amplified Topical Reference Bible. And so once we open this up and find the right place in here, and I'm sure we will find it because I usually mark these. Oh, yes, I just did it. Look at that. Will you believe that? Now, in this one, we will read what it says. Now, don't forget, this is not the Expanded, this is the Amplified. Now, listen carefully to this one. "Do not be conformed to this world of this age, fashioned after and adopted to its external superficial customs, but be transformed, changed by the entire renewal of your mind, by its new ideals and new attitudes, so that you may prove for yourselves what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God, even the things which are good and acceptable and perfect in His sight for you." Notice the difference. With the Expanded Bible, we have another way of getting deeper into it, yet even with this Amplified Bible, you see here a slightly different way of understanding that because they have added some words that give a little more depth to the meaning. Now, the other one I have is the Amplified Bible, but it is a bigger and later edition. So in this one, we will find not exactly what we found before, but pretty close to it. But this larger one here does, in fact, have some notes on the bottom of it, which we just used did not. So that's what I will do next. And then when we are finished with that, we are going to go to what is called the New Testament Discovery Version, which is done by Witness Lee. That will be the last one we will use. So we will go to this Amplified Holy Bible large print edition next to deal with this particular verse in the book of Romans.